everybody, and welcome back to the League of Legends Season 1 Championship. We have 4 teams left really in the tournament with a chance at first place. We have the 5th, 6th deciding match right now. This is going to be GamedDE versus Counter Logic Gaming. Unfortunately, both teams lost their relegation matches, so they're going to be fighting for 5th, 6th place, fighting for money at this point and prestige and whatnot. But we have 2 North American teams, 2 European teams in the grand finals. They're the top 4. The Southeast Asian teams already eliminated yesterday, unfortunately, and now we have a preview of more US-EU. Seems to be the story of the weekend, really, to come. The players are filtering into the game right now. As a real quick aside, since we're waiting for the players to get in, if you want to tweet at RiotPendragon, at RiotTamit, tag it Pound Esports and Pound League of Legends. Tell them something cool about the stream. You're going to have a chance to win the exclusive Viking Tryndamere skin that we're handing out here in Jönköping today, tomorrow, yesterday as well. And you're also going to be available in the League of Legends store for 1 day only. I believe it's the 26th. I could be wrong on that date, but for 1 day only, he'll be up in the store as well. And
I didn't get mine yet, so...
You didn't?
No, I need to make sure I get that.
I haven't gotten it either, but I work at Riot. It's really easy for me.
Lucky to be you.
Oh, it is. I mean, this is so much fun to be here with a big crowd in front of me, with hundreds of thousands of people online, ridiculous numbers of people who are coming out here to support League of Legends, which is super, super, super awesome. And I'm like trying to keep myself awake and alive because it's a lot of effort and jet lag and all that. It's taxing, but it's always worth it, and it's so fun to go to these events. Been looking forward to it for a while, and I'm just super happy to be here.
Actually, you've got a big fan in the crowd. I noticed a little bit earlier on.
It's a guy with a sign.
Pass me the sign. I think everyone should see this. Wait, it's got no bad words on it, right?
I don't think so.
I don't know what that word means. What does that mean?
Sea salt ice cream.
That's a nickname.
Oh, that's a nickname.
That's easy.
Yeah, of course I have to turn it around, Mr. Producer. Thanks for telling me that.
We can't see
Sherlock.
it. It's backwards.
Yeah, so that's cool. Sea salt ice cream is the nickname of your biggest fan. And she's a lady. Sorry, Freak.
It's okay.
Why have you gone all red?
I actually probably am all red right now, aren't I? Oh, man. Also, last convention I was at, a thread was made called @FreakMyHusband. That was interesting. So at least I'm not completely new to, but yeah, a little bit weird, sorry. Now I'm just flustered and can't talk anymore. Please, just say something important.
Yeah, so, 5th, 6th playoff game coming up. That's what we're going to be focusing on before we move into the upper bracket semi-finals. We will, of course, be having a double elimination tournament, so even if you lose out in that semi-final, you do have another chance. And we're going to have a coin toss,
really?
As our producer nicely put it there, rather than a coin toss, obviously. And it is a 5 krona piece.
Ooh.
And it's got no head or tail on it, actually, I guess.
But they're talking. He's smiling. I think he's like excited about the fact
that
you actually flipped it. Congratulations.
What is head and what is tails?
Actually, I mean, I have some in my pocket. It was like a number on one side and the head on the other. So normally there's heads there. Now he's like, well, I don't know which one's which. So maybe they're gonna have to redo it because they did it wrong. But he's cleaning it off on his on his jacket in case it was
they are gonna
dirty.
Reflip
the reflip goes in. This time they're actually gonna win the toss. Zooming in. Oh my gosh, it's gonna focus. That looks like the 10 right there. Is that a 10? Looks like
it's a 5.
It's a 5. Fine, I can't read. Shut up.
So apparently Gamed won the coin toss. That's all we need to know from that.
And this is a best of 1, so Gamed, just bam, they get that first pick, they get blue team. I guess they get the choice probably, but looks like they're still staying on the blue team for now. So we're going to see if Game chooses to copy Fnatic's strategy. Fnatic team have a really good pick and ban strategy where they basically, to talk to them, they actually singled out BigFatLP. They're like, okay, we're going to ban Needly, obviously, and we're going to wait to see what you do. If you ban TF and Rumble, then great, we have a lot of room. If you don't, then we'll ban TF, we'll ban Rumble. And they knew their 3 bans would be there, and if not, then they would like, okay, well if they're banned out, we'll first pick Ashe, make you play Anivia. If you have Anivia, we're just going to counter you. We're going to counter Anivia with like Kassadin or Gragas or anyone who can shove her out of the ultimate or silence her and stomp that out. If you silence Anivia, her damage output just plummets. She can't get the combo from R to E. She has to land that skill shot on Q, and the wall is good, but she's down to basically 1.5 skills if you block out that ultimate. And that was really the strategy, and it worked out quite well. They stole Ashe and Anivia right away in one of the games. No, sorry, they got to ban Anivia, so they got to take Ashe in game 2. In the first game, I believe they rushed for Ashe, and they didn't really care about Anivia. I forget how that one came out. No, sorry, I'm trying to remember. I think the first pick was the Nunu or something like that, so they just picked Ashe and Anivia. So anyway, in some form, they basically tried to counterpick BigFatLP. It worked out really well for them. He did not really get to play any of his main champions. He ended up playing Vayne in the first game, and then, yeah, I mean, it worked out for them really well. So, congrats to Fnatic, who have moved on to the top 4. They are going to be fighting against All Authority. Wait, I'm backwards. Sorry, they're going to be fighting against Epic Gaming. I'm, failing now. Yes.
Yeah, Fnatic against Epic Gaming and against All Authority against
Team Zylor Mid.
Team Zylor Mid.
Which I think is interesting because it's the 2 #1 seeds from the tournament in general. The TSM is #1 from the US, and AAA was #1 from EU, and they're actually facing in the first or second, as it may be, semifinal.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which order those semi-finals are coming up, but they will be coming up following this 5th, 6th playoff. What are you expecting to see from CLG in terms of bans? Do you think they'll focus on CndyPnda, who for me has been the outstanding player in game so far?
I think it's just going to be a Sona ban. That's what they're going to aim at. I talked to CLG a little bit before, and they said, look, we know what they do. We're just going to ban Sona. I think they're kind of just, it's whatever. They don't really care much else. I mean, Tarek was a good pick. They did the Tarek Tristana game a little while back. They ended up losing, but they went for that kind of stuff. I mean, it was a really close game. They barely squeaked under against All Authority. They opened up with that double first blood, but I'm looking at the aimed Sona ban. It looks like they might actually leave Rumble in. But first pick going to games means that those really high tier picks that you're really afraid of, like Twisted Fate, sometimes Vayne, sometimes Nunu. Those are the ones you end up banning out because you're really afraid of. So CLG might aim at those a little bit more than normal. Whereas if they were a first pick, you'd often see different things happen, which is what we saw actually in Game 1 and Game 2 of CLG versus Fnatic, where in the first game, Fnatic did not have first pick and they banned TF. And the second time around, they actually made CLG drop that one. So there's a little bit of play back and forth with that. In the end, it's I think Game has the slight advantage in the picks. We're getting the players situated right now. We have 5 on the one team, 4 on the other. So I'm thinking, do you have a prediction for the winner?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no extra prize money on the line.
There is.
There is prize money.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah. Actually, HotshotGG just said, Aram, go, 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 which I don't think they're going to go for when there's going to be, prize money on the line. And also that top 5 position, everyone usually talks about the top 3, but the top 5, if Gamed win it, there'll actually be more Europeans in the top 5 than North American teams. Just point that one out.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, I guess, very quickly now into the bans and picks. We've got all 10 players in there.
We do have the players in. We have said go. I believe the players are ready. I'm going to check this chat again real quick. Yeah, no one's saying wait, don't go. But the host is Reyk. He has been the host before. He knows how this works. The game is up. Spectators are in. Players are in. Just going to wait for someone to click that start button and we'll be good to go. But yeah, just going to reiterate when you are. OMG, lol, whatever. Just going to spam, a bunch of abbreviations just because I can. It's chat. It's how that works.
That's how chat works.
It's how chat works. You only really spam abbreviations.
Yeah, and Reyk asking if he should go, and no one actually replied, but he just went anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah,
so GamedDE are going to go with the first ban, and that is coming up here on your screen. As if by magic.
There we go.
Appears.
Congratulations. Good call. So they're debating their first banner pick right now. Down to 13 seconds left. I'm anticipating the aimed Nidalee ban. Actually, I believe, I feel like they have a Nidalee player, so they might actually wait around for that one. Nope, they're going to ban the Nidalee first. It's what happens. They just don't want to deal with that at all. CLG only getting to play that Nidalee 1 time so far in this tournament, and they won. So that worked quite well for them. And yeah, here we go. Let's see what else they can do. And actually, wasn't the game where they didn't ban it? Wasn't it this series where they didn't ban it before? They've met once before because they were in the same group.
Right.
And I think that this was the game where Game didn't ban Nidalee and Hotshot got it. I know they had Lee Sin in there, and I think that was on Game's team.
Yeah.
I don't think that was Zan, or was it?
I think that was Gamed against CLG.
Yeah. So, okay, the bans are coming up. Yep, there's that aimed Sona ban out there, aimed at GamedDE. Anivia the ban. Interesting, they're actually afraid of that Anivia, even though it seems to not be like the instant top pick for CLG, but Anivia aimed out there. Rumble banned by CLG, do not want to be facing against that Rumble first pick. Seems pretty wise there. Let's see what else. So far, actually, the bans are shaping up pretty appropriately. As we saw last time, where Nidalee, Anivia, and Rumble are out since before, and there's a Twisted Fate ban again, so it seems like even still, maybe not, but BigFatLP getting his champions banned out exactly the same as before. Nunu banned out. We'll see if they first pick Ashe, and they do. They first pick Ashe. This is hilarious. It's almost exactly how those games were set up last time around. and that's funny. So we might see Vayne pop up pretty quickly. Looks like they can actually last pick Vayne because Ashe has been grabbed. They don't really have to worry about Vayne being contended. Usually, neither Ashe nor Vayne can really solo lane very well. If you grab a carry like Corki can solo top and do fine. So you can sort of do like a Corki Vayne, Corki Ashe, things like that, and that'll work out. Tristana can solo, I think, pretty well also. Not that I think Game's really going to go for that, but that's available as well. All the supports except Persona are still in. HotshotGG going to pick up the Alistar. That could be roam, that could be support, that could even be jungle. That could go a lot of different ways, but Alistar, a very viable pick and can go a lot of different ways with this one.
I kind of like this from CLG. I mean, we've seen Zylor jungling with Nunu and with Alistar. I think it's best too. Obviously, Amumu is still in there, but I think they've probably picked out Zylor's best 2 champions there when it comes to playing the jungle role. So that could be a bit of a counter pick coming out from CLG. We're going to see Kevin and CndyPnda picking up their next 2. Obviously, CndyPnda was the man who has been playing those AD carry champions, so we'll probably see him taking Ashe a little bit later on.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, actually, they had Jarvan for a little while on CLG, but they last second switched over to Cho'Gath. That's going to be HotshotGG. Seems to be the one Cho'Gath player on that team. I was actually intrigued to see Jarvan because we don't see him a lot from CLG. I was hoping it was going to be Shaco, but it looks like Taric is going to be the pick right there. So far, of course, hasn't been locked in yet, but that seems to be every time that Sona is banned, Game goes for Taric instead. So, yep, that is a lock-in on Taric. Taric Ashe going to be that bottom lane. They've locked in that lane right away. Lux is picked up. Interesting. Have not seen Lux so far this tournament. And that's going to be a grab for Game, and she's going to be probably the solo mid, solo top. That's almost definitely the case.
Yeah, nice to see a few different champions coming out from this one that we haven't seen so far in the tournament. Looks like Chauster will be going for Corki. They still have 40 seconds, of course. 1 minute is the time that they have for each of these picks. And BigFatLP will have to choose something else. So we've got Alistar, Cho'Gath, and Corki.
And interestingly, not really a mage-heavy lineup on either side. There we go, the pickup onto Brand right now. The first real, heavy mage scene so far. Lux is pretty bursty, but she's kind of still half support because she's all crowd control and shields and, a bit of AP burst damage. But, Zillion's a good choice. Zillion Corki is a very aggressive lane. It's full of upfront damage. It's not crowd control heavy, but it's mobility and damage output. That's why they could also run Zillion as a mage instead, because again, you could have Alistar play support. Alistar could still jungle, so I really don't know what this CLG lineup is going to be. 2 ignites picked up so far, 4 flashes. I mean, these are just very crazy lineup so far. I'm not quite sure what CLG's plan is. They have a couple of beefy guys up in front that could be quite powerful. Zillion Alistar is quite the powerful lane as well. They could even run Zillion Alistar actually and have Cho'Gath and Corki solo. Corki, again, one of those carries that can actually solo. Normally you want to be more guarded about your Ashe or Vayne, but Corki can take care of himself. So there's like a million things that CLG could do. Game's picking up a second ranged carry. Caitlyn can solo. So this is super cool. This is like a super AD heavy team. They've got Caitlyn, Trundle, and Ashe, all physical damage dealing champions. Amumu not getting grabbed at all. I think it's one of the very few times we've seen Trundle in there. Gangplank is picked up. Jungle Gangplank for SaintVicious. Okay.
Well.
Okay. I'm okay.
Game said no troll picks, please.
Nice. It's a good Demacia on the background. I'm still half flabbergasted by these team lineups. These are going to be pretty strong. Reyk going to be playing Lux as the main mage there. Kevin going to be taking one of those ADs, CndyPnda still, that main AD carry on Ashe. Ghost Flash. A lot of flashes on Game. 1 Ignite, that's going to be on Lux. Looks like we have 5 flashes on CLG as well. SaintVicious is going to be jungling. He's got Smite there. Let's see, we've got only the 1 Ignite as well on Zillion. Elementz going to be roaming with Clairvoyance, Alistar, and yep, HotshotGG with Teleport going to be soloing top as Cho'Gath. So, with that roam pick in there for Alistar, I really think he's going to be roaming. More so than babysitting. This could be an interesting set of lineups. Actually, Hotshot can duo bottom, or 1v2 bottom because of that teleport as well. So, I keep backpedaling on the lineup choices, but it seems like Hotshot's probably going to take the 1v2 at bottom against Nyph and CndyPnda. And then BigFatLP and Chauster can both solo, and that's going to work out pretty well for them.
Well, just 40 seconds to go. And I can't actually hear much of what you're saying there for a few seconds. It sounded like a helicopter was landing inside my brain.
Yeah, there's just some heavy bass going on. I just go bzzz, and I'm talking, and there's like a hive of bees flying around the production area. I don't know, but pretty cool lineups. Yeah. So okay. So now that you've seen the lineups, what's your prediction here?
I'm going to go with Game simply because they're my German homeboys or something like that.
Okay. Do they high five? Your Germans high five?
Yeah. Apparently not in France. People don't high five in France.
And Kuja went up to me and was like, "Why'd you call me Linak? I'm Kuja." And I was like, "Oh right, fail. Sorry." So
high
for everyone
five.
who is flaming me on the EU forums, high five. Apparently don't know Kuja by sight. My apologies. We were talking about Linak already, and I assumed. Looks like people actually have dropped out of. I'm actually sorry. Some people like almost dropped out of Champion Select. We are loading into the game now. I'm not quite sure. Probably fine, but we might have a restart on this game. I'm not quite sure, but the game is starting to load now. A couple of the names actually aren't popping up in this this load screen right now, so we might have to get a minor remake to go through. I'm not quite sure just yet. We're going to figure that one out in the near future, but for now we have all of games loading in and only 2 of CLG, so something's up. We're going to figure that out in the near future, but as the load screen comes up, we're going to talk. We'll get told on our headset what's going on, and we might have a regame here. So you thought Game was going to win? Your German homeboys who high five.
Yeah, 5v2, no problem.
It's true.
No regame.
5v2 is a pretty good advantage to have, actually. We've seen that before. But I don't know. I really like CLG's lineup. They have really good, single target picking champions out, but I don't think they have. I don't know. The thing is, they can single target one guy. They have good single target burst, but they don't have like sustained AOE or burst AOE. So they're gonna be like burst one guy down and then like DPS the rest of that fight, and they could probably DPS. They have pretty good control here. Almost everyone on that team has some kind of crowd control, so I can see that work sort of. But yeah, basically it's like, can we burst one guy down even without Malzahar, and then like DPS, win the game? And that's tenuous really, because Alistair can disengage, Corki can walk backwards, and Valkyrie away. Waiting for the last players to load so that we can get this regame going on. We are actually going to remake this game. I just like CLG's team a bit more. I think it's a more cohesive sort of lineup where they have more of their bases covered.
Yeah, and obviously games going with Trundle in the jungle, which is I don't think we've seen from Zylor. I might be wrong in some of the games that we weren't sat here for. But I'm
seen him a couple times.
Fairly sure that Zylor's not high, but yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that one. Could be. It's very possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we usually see him playing that Alistair. He's been really great when he's had Alistair.
Yeah.
But this time, obviously, was the first pick for CLG. Alistair will be played by Elementz.
Yep. So
we'll see what Zylor is able to do this time. As you mentioned there, the nice stun from Tariq, who we've seen Nyph play, I think, once or twice during this tournament so far. As we mentioned earlier on, Sona was the first ban for CLG, and yeah, players are quitting, so we are going to get the remake of the game.
Yep. All right, so the players are getting out of the game. We're going to rehost this one, get the restart underway very, very soon. Going to refresh till we see the one up. The game is up, so I'm going to spectate in, and it is blind pick, so that's going to be really easy for these players. Just like drop, lock in. We have a 10-second downtime window.
Yeah.
We'll be good to go. So this should be underway very, very shortly. All of Game is into the game. Reyk once more the host. Elementz popping in for CLG so far. Spectator 11 was going to take that spot, but he's actually going to drop down into the spectator list instead. Decided that, CLG not ready to sub. Yes, that's smart.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kevin was asking to make sure, like, is blind pick okay? And I'm like, you already know the champions. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So that'll be cool. I said, yes, that's smart. And he says, we know. So very good. It's a very confident GamedDE team. They seem to know what's going on. But yeah, I like the CLG lineup more. To talk about a topic from 3 minutes ago. Yeah.
I think Game can be fairly happy with their performance, throughout this tournament, especially if they beat CLG here. I mean, okay, they would have been hoping to get into that top 4 and progress, as would all of the teams. That goes without saying. But I think Game can be fairly happy with what they've achieved. We've seen some good results from them. Don't forget the Group B yesterday was all up in the air right up until that final game, and it could have gone a lot better for them. Could have been a lot worse for them as well, with that 1-1 situation. So, they scraped through the, from what I'd say was a very, very tough group. Obviously, the 2 North American teams. Zan, which, for me, proved to be the best Southeast Asian team as well.
Yeah.
With that victory that they had in the first game over Solo Mid.
Yeah.
So you know they came out strong, and I like the fact that Gamed have pushed this one through. A lot of people didn't really know who Gamed were after the European qualifiers. Obviously, they do have some very experienced players in that lineup.
Yeah.
But the whole GamedDE team, they just. People didn't know who they were. So,
absolutely, they were super like underrated. Everyone was like super surprised when they came through the European bracket and took second seed. Like, you beat Fnatic, like, dude, that's pretty impressive. But what I've seen so far now in my unfortunately limited experience with European LoL scene is Fnatic is the LAN team, right? Fnatic is a little bit hit and miss online. They don't win everything, but once they're starting lineup here, and Group A was kind of like the group of death, right? Everyone from Group A made it to the top 4. I mean, that says something, right? That says it's a difficult freaking group. But Fnatic, right, they show up. I mean, to be honest, they crushed CLG pretty hard. Like, those games were brutal, and they were super close for the first 20 minutes or so. But they were great games. CLG put on quite the show, great players, and, they're here to prove that they can at least get the top 5. But, I mean, Fnatic looked completely different today. Okay, and a quick update real quick. In 5 minutes, we're having the final drawing for the Riot versus Dreamhack game that's going to be up pretty soon. So we have over there, if you can see me in real life, over there is the ballot box. Fill in your card, let them know what you and your team are going to be. Put them, you got 5 minutes. But instead of that, we're going to be into the game. So get a round of applause for CLG and GamedDE. Do it up. Yes, really, my call to action was do it up. I realize how bad that sounded. I know, okay? I'm sorry. I script champion spotlights for a reason. I'm really bad at saying things like off the cuff, like really intelligently. I can talk fast about battles with a lot of ums in there, but if I'm going to talk intelligently, it's kind of harsh. So anyway, back into the game though. Gamed going to be playing very defensively. They're going to be actually camping around their front turret. Toronto going to be down here by the jungle. Going to watch that inlet into the base, but everyone else camping on this turret. CLG actually playing defensively as well. We got Elementz. Yeah, this is what they do a lot with his Alistar, is they're going to come over here to this little golem camp. They're going to kill that golem when it spawns. That means Alistar will have level 2. He's going to come in from the brush down here. He's going to jump in and try to get a gank into that lane. Zillion's going to be mid. Ooh, sexy Zillion skin right there. Jungle, Spectral Gangplank going to be coming through here. And Cho'Gath, yep, solo bottom of Summoner Teleport. He's got cloth armor. He's got some health potions. He's going to be in good shape. Look at the lineups for GamedDE. It's probably going to be Reyk in mid and Caitlyn. No, Caitlyn's going to be doing bottom, actually. So they're going to send maybe Ashe mid and Lux top. Toronto going to be the jungle, of course. Tarek going to be babysitting, maybe even roaming. Let's see how this shapes up right here. BigFatLP ready to toss out some bombs. And indeed, there comes the Pulverize from Alistar. A lot of damage coming off onto these golems. And Chauster's going to come in. And yeah, he's probably going to help Elementz deal some damage here to these golems. Jungle Gangplank off to a pretty good start. Doing some pretty good damage here. That passive dealing some nice damage, getting a lot of damage output here. Picks off the first 2, and it's now time to go for the Golem buff. And I just want to see how Jungle Gangplank actually works. I'm sure most of you do at home as well. So here we go. The time bomb comes out. Gangplank in pretty good shape. 500 health left in this guy. Should be an easy kill. There's the drop, and now we have. Yep, he's got the orange is going to eat and remove Scurvy, the much lower cooldown since the remake, and decent amount of health gain. So yeah, he can pretty much sustain his way through the jungle and gain a lot of gold. So here comes Alistar, misses the Pulverize though. Nyph going to be doing some hurt right there, and wow, the instant double lane top Lux Tarek going to be actually putting a lot of pressure on a Chauster at top lane. That's very interesting. Caitlyn versus Cho'Gath bottom, so completely strange lanes here. We don't normally see this, where both AD carries solo and the supports are duoing, but this might be a roam Tarek. Actually, probably not. He does not have boots, so this might actually be the pressure lane where Tarek and Lux have that double stun combo, and they're going to keep pressuring around that way. So SaintVicious putting on healing debuffs on pretty much everyone down in this jungle camp. He'll be last hitting out, and yeah, just eating oranges left and right, and he's doing all right. He's level 3 so far, and he's doing a good job. Looks like bottom lane, HotshotGG versus Kevin. A lot of damage going off. Hotshot down to half health. Kevin, though, with 2 more health potions as well. Has some traps gone down into the jungle and river as well. So he's going to be pretty safe so far. Zillion versus Ashe, I think is really, really good for Zillion. He has way better harassing abilities. That said, Ashe's attack range is strong enough that if Zillion plants a bomb, Ashe can strike back. And in the first few levels, Ashe's auto attacks are about as strong as a time bomb, especially if she crits and especially if she has armor pen early on. And it looks like she does with that low base damage. So yeah, the time bomb comes off. There's the recharge. Oh, and Elementz coming in with that headbutt, but CndyPnda will flash backwards, staying out of range so far. Elementz not getting a speed buff. because, yeah, Zillion has not yet learned Time Warp, so it's going to be all right so far.
It was a nice little push then from CLG. I mean, they forced CndyPnda to blow both Ghost and Flash in that middle area, so we might see Alistair come back in for a little bit more annoyance later on. Up at the top, Chauster is level 3 to the level 2 of Nyph and Reyk, who of course are playing Taric and Lux, sorry. And we are seeing actually the stun coming in onto Chauster, damage being thrown down by Lux, and we do see actually Elementz move in there. Reyk's in a lot of trouble, will flash back away onto the cover of the tower. Nyph moving in as well just to give him that extra bit. And nice harassment once again from CLG, and they're moving forward with a big stack of minions, and that's going to allow them to do even more annoying aggression as Nyph way below half HP, as is Reyk. Really great move so far from CLG, and now we're starting to see Elementz move down towards this middle area. So CndyPnda does have to be a little bit careful, as I mentioned earlier on. Both Flash and Ghost being used earlier, and we've just seen Zillion go home, and he's got boots.
It's good for him, yeah. So bottom lane still pretty much sustaining strong. HotshotGG gaining health and mana with every minion he kills, and he's blasted in quite well, so he's in good shape. Look at Hotshot, he's got 29 minion kills, most in the game, so he's being very sustained right now. Kevin not getting enough damage output, but here comes the top lane. A good route there on a Chauster. Jungle Gangplank has come in, doing some decent damage here, but looks like Tarek's going to make his way back thanks to Summoner Flash. Did have to flash away from that to keep himself alive. With that Gangplank, with that Lizard buff actually, it's actually a pretty good slow. It turns Parlay into a decent slow spell. So yeah, we have BigFatLP chasing around CndyPnda. Looks like no one's going to come in to support that quite in time, so CndyPnda's going to be safe. But BigFatLP going to walk into a Trundle pillar, and Trundle will not quite chase that one down, but looks like a nice set of roots here onto Chauster, and Chauster could be the first blood victim trying to run away, and looks like he'll just barely make it, but here comes the rest of CLG. CndyPnda taking some time bombs and ignites to the face. Zylor taking damage as well. CndyPnda super low right now. Can he flash in time? No, he's got no health left. First blood. Elementz picks that one up. Sorry, scrolled a little bit too far down the map. Elementz now getting chased by Zylor. The Lizard buff is there. Can he pick up the kill? Yes, he will. Trades that one back. 1 for 1. The pillar comes out, but he's going to be safe. Chauster putting out some nice damage. And the Rupture in from Cho'Gath. Noms him away. Level 6 gets that kill. Well played by Hotshot. Teleporting back into that lane. 2-1 for CLG now. They have built themselves a nice advantage thanks to HotshotGG and thanks to great play overall, picking up that kill onto Ashe. So good job by CLG. First blood and a 2-1 overall. Built themselves an advantage. SaintVicious is going to be jungling around, farming around right now mid lane with that jungle Gangplank. And yep, jungle Gangplank seems to actually be a thing. So wow, that's all I can really say. That's pretty cool.
Actual thing.
It's an actual thing.
Just coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so SaintVicious is going to go back into his jungling pattern. Up at the top we have Nyph, who around about half HP at the moment. Chauster decided not to go back and was just hanging around in lane. Only has boots right now, and we saw his little escape earlier on, which, you know, he did actually pop his flash for that one, and also his ghost as well to get out of it, plus the Valkyrie, really making sure that he got out of that situation. Actually a bit of pressure onto that middle area. Zylor putting the pillar up, trying to slow BigFatLP, or trying to block BigFatLP, but didn't quite work out. Got back to his tower. Down on the bottom, let's have a look. Obviously, Elementz has gone down there now, and Elementz 12 minion kills to the 49 of Caitlyn. Obviously, it was Cho'Gath who was down there, but HotshotGG now is up on the top lane, so switching things around a little bit.
Yeah, he's going into the more safe lane. Corki is being sent towards bottom. Looks like, though, Lux and Taric actually making that rotation as well. They do know what their plan was. That when a Zillion stayed mid and Cho came top, there comes Lux and Taric to just zone bottom lane. And this seems like an even better place to be. I just think like their angles from the brush are a little bit stronger here for whatever reason, and they could get some nice work done. And yeah, Caitlyn gonna make her way up towards top lane, gonna be pretty much safe there. We see HotshotGG as Cho'Gath putting a couple wards down in the river. Look at that very aggressive ward, because look, there's only so many ways you can get into that base. You know, these are the two entrances you can take, right here and right here. So that ward watches them both. Unless you come all the way around the jungle, you're not gonna really get into gank top lane. So if you're playing top lane as purple, you want to ward there. But a big fight at bottom. Nyph will get dropped down thanks to the chain of crowd control spells from Chauster and Elementz. The Gangplank ultimate was not enough. Actually, no, that was the Gangplank ultimate that did help actually get that kill. Sorry, the killer was green, so I was confused. The Gangplank did help pick up that kill. Good job there by CLG. picking up that one onto Tarek. So now 3-1, CLG up 1,000 gold so far. They've got themselves a pretty nice advantage, actually. They're doing a really good job with this team comp.
Yeah, and Chauster and Elementz could really put some nice pressure onto his bottom lane. Reyk is starting to hurt now. Got the blasting one. Oh, and there's Elementz missing. Yeah, pulverized once again. And we are going to see him literally just hammer away on this turret while there are a couple of minions left. But obviously, as they are both down, he's going to have to go back. We could see a bit of action around middle now. Actually, as Vicious and Zylor going to go head to head. The Ash Arrow comes in onto BigFatLP as well. Obviously, ulti is ready and he will go down, but that ulti was down, so he's going to come back and maybe cause a few problems. No, Zylor had got away, and Ash also got away with literally no HP left.
Right, yeah, 60 health left. Those Doran's Blade keeping her actually alive thanks to all that. Even the lifesteal overall from those attacks would have helped quite a bit there. So Chauster coming in from the side, can actually take down these jungle mobs real quick, killing off the Wraith camp. 71 gold is the gain when you kill a Wraith camp, so there you go, the math, just in case you cared. And Cho'Gath is still crushing, doing a great job at the top lane. Of course, Kevin, pretty much safe from his harass, is able to last take quite well. Kevin, 64 minions. HotshotGG on Cho'Gath, also 64. So that lane is pretty much equivalent, though, the one kill on Cho'Gath. Pretty nice to have.
And Gangplank's ulti was slightly off there on the cooldown, otherwise they could have caught that kill onto Ash.
Yeah, true.
For CLG.
That's close.
You've got Elementz in that bottom bush, pushed right up there, and Reyk and Nyph a little bit scared to move forward. Obviously, Reyk can spam up into that brush and cause a few problems for Elementz, and he's decided to sit back. There goes Clairvoyance, and they know exactly where he is, and Elementz decides, nah, not worth sticking around here, I'm just going to go back.
Oh, Asher coming, though, from mid lane towards bottom. Let's see if it's going to land. And no, Alistair's going to keep walking up. I believe it didn't get pinged. You can see the pings right there. He could have yelled that there was an arrow towards the bottom, but he simply just walked out of the brush, and he was fine. He was level 7, though, so even if that did hit, presses R and walks away, no problem, really. Game, though, playing aggressively with wards now has warded that brush, although they don't have a teleport champion, so it's not super, super useful. It's not like they're going to have HotshotGG show up on that ward and nom someone like we saw AAA do against Epic. But certainly we see the Hotshot still just farming out top lane. Has 2 gold per 10 at him so far with the Heart of Gold and the Philosopher's Stone.
Wow, and they're doing Dragon already.
Oh, good call. Yes, Dragon is being picked up right now by CLG. It's weird, the jungler keeps being the one that tanks Dragon, even though it has an attack speed reduction. You really want the tank to do that because that allows you, much better situation there, where he actually gets the attack speed for those Wriggles procs. But I've seen that every single time. It's intriguing to me, but regardless, they got the kill. Good job by SaintVicious, leading the way, and here comes the damage output from the Gangplank ultimate, getting them quite low. HotshotGG will land that Rupture. Reyk is not in a good place right now. Headbutt in from Elementz. That is a kill. Well played by CLG. 4-1 the kill score, plus the Dragon kill. Yeah, spattering applause out there. Great play by them. And they're going to keep pushing down onto the bottom lane. 4 players strong. And, sure, Caitlyn gets free farm up top. She might even get a turret out of this. Won't quite kill it, maybe down to half. But this is almost definitely kill for CLG. Not a lot of attack damage buffs there from the SaintVicious raise morale shot. And yeah, this is quite nice for them. So the tower goes down. First turret kill, first Dragon as well. CLG up 4-1, 16.5 to 12.2 thousand gold. Huge crushing advantage right there. Looks like Kevin has been pushed back thanks to just the turret killing all his minions down. Turret's at 2/3 health, and they're actually pinging about a jungle invasion. Game really wants to stop them from losing the eventual lizard respawn. Clairvoyance goes down. CndyPnda is safe so far. 3 Doran's Blades now in the inventory. 74 minion kills is pretty strong. Corki actually only with 59 thanks to getting zoned earlier. And yeah, that's pretty good for him. But Lux only at 35 minions. Oh, I completely whiffed it. Sorry, guys. Top lane. Zillion showed up. Double time bomb went off onto Caitlyn. Did pick up that kill quite nicely. Sorry, desync right there. Looks like BigFatLP is okay now. But yeah, good job there. Double bomb came off. It completely whiffed that kill, but just showed up and said, Caitlyn, I think it's time for you to die. Picked that one up quite nicely. SaintVicious farming around in the jungle still. 123 attack damage. Quite the powerful champion right now, thanks to Wriggle's Lantern. Just clearing out jungle monsters with almost no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, really great stuff so far from CLG, especially that jungle Gangplank doing great stuff. And we're seeing Elementz move into a slightly more aggressive position. There is a ward down, and he is going to Clairvoyance off, actually. Not sure exactly where. Thinking about maybe pushing in onto CndyPnda. No, he won't. But Elementz and HotshotGG are going to strip out this lane very quickly. Chauster's moving in there as well. Reyk has moved back around to that middle area. In comes Zylor as well. The Ash Arrow goes in onto Elementz, but obviously not doing too much damage whatsoever. Bombing onto Zylor.
They look pretty safe so far.
Yeah.
But wow, CLG up by 5,000 gold, or 4,500 rather. And yeah, they're looking like they're really ready to push mid. Although actually, no, they're going to start to disperse. Hotshot will be able to last hit these guys pretty easily with the Scream if he wants to. Maybe just going to give that one to Elementz, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Someone's going to be tanky and scale up AP and items, so, you know, whomever, it doesn't really matter too much. Looks like the golem going to be donated over to Zyllion. He's going to try to pull that one back, the tether. Yeah, canceling out, and the time bomb coming out, picking that one up, BigFatLP, getting himself the golem buff, and that's going to be really, really nice for him. Has 2 Doran's rings, Sorcerer's shoes, and another blasting wand. Going to be a lot of burst damage coming out from those time bombs. Looks like Lux trying to get some harassment down onto Cho'Gath, not getting a lot out of it, as Cho'Gath continues to last hit these minions and just farm out tons of health with the last hits, plus the regen. Here comes the ultimate from Gangplank. Lux not in a great place, and here comes BigFatLP across from the side. Gets stunned, though, in turret range. That's going to hurt him. The Trundle Pillar doing a lot of work as well, trying to run away. And there's the ult from Caitlyn. Will ult himself to keep himself alive, but Cho going to jump in instead, and he's going to find Terret. Can Terret get away? He can because of that root from Lux. Now Caitlyn getting chased around. Looks like she'll make it out. But Corki going to find Caitlyn. Going to get pushed back anyway. Going to be right there. Ash the entire time. They had been pushing top. Got a free turret out of it, so they've tied up the turrets now. They're still down 4,000 gold, but that's going to bring him back a little bit. So you had a pretty close fight there, but unfortunately could not pick up any kills there. Game played that one defensively just well enough. Reyk now with the top ability power, only the blasting wand and Doran's ring. Did kill some of those. Oh, but Cho'Gath, wow, that damage output was immense onto Nyph. I saw him in the Rupture, I saw him in the Silence, but the Nom was what closed it out. I did not quite expect that much damage. Terret just blew up right there. Digested now by Cho'Gath, who's got a lot of feast stacks on himself. 2,500 health.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit scary now, is HotshotGG. And as you can see, really, the damage output that they can put onto him won't really be sufficient to take him down. And you've got 2 options, really. You either focus him and don't do much, or you just ignore him completely. And then he's going to put some massive damage, as we just saw a little bit earlier on, onto you. Right now, just clearing out that minion stack. Zillion's just gone home for CLG and picked up his Sorcerer's shoes, and also that blasting wand is there as well now. Second Dawn's ring, I think, came a little bit earlier on. We've got Corki down at the bottom, but won't be able to push. Obviously, there's 2 towers, the bottom lane taken down by CLG, the top lane taken down by Game, so it's very, very even. The gold, obviously, around about 4,000-5,000, let's say, roughly.
Yeah. Almost 5,000. I mean, they are doing some good work here. Let's see. CLG going to last hit some of these minions as Zyllion. CndyPnda staying in mid, though. Going to keep that lane from being pushed. Misses a couple of minions there, but overall, that's hitting pretty well. Game does have 2 champions over 100. CLG only with 1, so but they have another 3 at the 80 to 90 range. So overall, I think the gold, I mean, as we've just been seeing, right, CLG's advantage. 4,500 gold. The last hit's better. The champion kills better. The dragon kills better. CLG definitely putting on a much better show this game than Gamed is. See SaintVicious coming in there, throws out a parlay that won't do too much damage yet. Isn't really built any crit items just yet. Does not crit that spell. Is going for the Phantom Dancer, so we're going to see if he gets a lot out of that. Actually, it could be a Trinity Force as well. There's a lot of options there that he could be running. Not quite sure just yet.
And I'm not sure exactly when Dragon went down, but can't be far off coming back. And as you can see there, CLG just hanging around, and there it is.
Yeah, good call.
You are by magic.
Clairvoyant, I swear. So, yep, CLG has been CV'd. They know they've been spotted. And there's the Ash Arrow going to land SaintVicious, but of course he is Gangplank after all. Eats some oranges. He's going to be fine. Going to gain a little bit of health back as Elementz knocks out a heal as well. Good rocket. Lands onto CndyPnda. Looks like they might push in. Ward does go down. And, whoa, SaintVicious got stuck against the wall, actually, by that. Well played there by Trundle. The stun came out. But here's Cho'Gath on top of a ward, and Matifa just started. The damage output is pretty immense. Zylor goes down immediately. Coming off to the side, getting stunned out by Alistair, going to drop right away. CLG taking out 2 kills for nothing. Great job by CLG.
Yeah, CLG just tying up themselves a dragon here. There won't be any contention by Game 2, and now just trying to defend this middle away from Chauster, who just had to Valkyrie away from the tether from Reyk. And yeah, dragon did go down, so that'll be up in another 6 minutes' time, so watch out for that on your clock.
Yeah,
and it looks like CNG might go for a bit of pressure down middle. I mean, that turret really isn't healthy. So next push that they catch them by surprise, I think that one's going to be headed down. Cho'Gath also up at top. HotshotGG moving with some real purpose. And actually looks, I think, a little bit worried that HotshotGG is going to turn around and focus her. She should be, in all fairness. And no, he's going to back away.
Yeah, it's going to be all right for now. I want to talk about the lineups real quick in this minor downtime period. We're going to start farming lanes again. And I really liked that Lux Taric lane from GamedDE really did push Corki down. Corki was super low on minion kills for a while. He's not been a real factor in these fights. He is 2-0-2. Of course, that is quite the impressive score, but he just sort of show up in the opportune time to pick up the kills. But he's not been the big damage dealer so far. But he's finally cut off minion kills. So the early lane was strong. It did push Corki down. They had some good early aggression, but unfortunately, it meant that Lux, because she was so aggressive, actually didn't last hit many minions. You look, one of the babysat champions, right? Taric only with 9 minion kills. But Lux only was 64, right? She's actually below the jungler. But all the 3 solo champions, the solo-esque champions of CLG, all above 100, and that really did end up playing out quite well for them, though. Lux started out well, just could not keep up as Corki started just spamming down these minions. SaintVicious now with the golem buff, and getting both rooted via Lux. It's going to be nice, but Lux, you still see 20 minutes into the game, only with 90 ability power. Fight now at bottom, though, and Corki's going to get pushed back a little bit. The turret will go down. Good play there by Game. Going to get their second turret of the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much that Nyph can really do here, to be honest, as he starts to push in aggressive with Taric. I guess his stun was on the cooldown. Slow moving in onto Ashe, and Zillion's going to put down some nice harass. There was the defensive net just to slow BigFatLP down, but there goes the ulti, and Chauster will move in with the Valkyrie, and they're going to keep pushing for this one, or at least they should. Flash out by Caitlyn, and they should keep running from this one. Elementz is going to come diving in. Heal comes out from Taric, but I think Taric is the first man to fall down to the gangplank there, and Kevin's also in a lot of trouble. Great route from Lux, and Zylor may have just saved Kevin's life there. That pillar blocking off nicely, slowing down CLG, and they held on to Caitlyn by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, super close battle right there. They did pick up 2, though, for almost nothing. They have gotten a significant turret advantage now, 3 turrets to 2. 31,000 to 20,000 gold is a huge advantage right now. CLG definitely putting on quite the show. Unfortunately, could not get themselves advanced farther in the tournament, but looking poised right now to take 5th place in this tournament. They will be out after this, but the best of 1 series looking to be in CLG's favor so far, and they're just playing so aggressively right now. They're taking out the opposing jungle's monsters. They're push aggressively on all of the lanes right now. We look at the Fog of War, and yeah, every one of those lanes is pushed except for middle. They've got ward control all across this lower jungle right now. They're doing a wonderful job. We look over at Game. They've got a ward, 2 wards, and here we go. The fight though coming on. Whoops, sorry about that. Fight coming on there. HotshotGG getting chased out by Zylor. Does not have any friends right away nearby, but not going to seem to mean too much as they don't keep pressuring. So.
2 of them hammering down on him, and he's just like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm Cho'Gath, I'm at half health. I have health for Gen. It's whatever.
And Kevin putting out a little bit of pressure as well.
Yep.
But again, HotshotGG not going to be too bothered about any of that one. Middle is currently clear for CLG.
Yep.
A couple of minutes left until Dragon's up as well, so we might see CLG getting into position for that one. They've got some aggressive wards placed as well, yeah, and Elementz is just going to clear out.
There we go. Oh, no, he's going to get, yeah, because of that ward, he spots GamedDE coming by, so he's going to have to drop back. Leave that ward up for now. He could come back to the visit right away, as Game did. Yeah, no one ever keeps babysitting their wards. It's going to be a nice ward kill there for Elementz. They're going for the Lizard buff, though. They could get spotted. There's the Asher. Will land on Elementz, though. He will ult and be fine, but his ult has a longer cooldown than the other side. Unfortunately, really poor ult there from Pirate, so SaintVicious doesn't really gain a lot from putting out the cannon barrage. But Cho going to nom on that, going to grab Lizard buff for himself. Not the best Lizard champion, but sure, let's see. CndyPnda, oh, giant crits coming out from CLG. He's not in great shape. Instant blow up onto Nyph, and wow, SaintVicious taking a lot of aggression here, getting chased down. The exhaust coming out as well. SaintVicious could go down, and he will get revived by Zillion just in time. Good job by BigFatLP. Hastes himself into range. Hotshot putting out a defensive rupture, going to keep himself safe. So 1 kill for nothing. Again, CLG doing a wonderful job. Zillion actually preventing quite a number of these kills. 11-1 the kill score. CLG in wonderful shape right now.
Yeah, that was really nice on BigFatLP. Just went in by the wraiths and got himself the range to get that ulti out and save his teammate. We could see Gangplank in a little bit of trouble. It looks like we're going to see them pushing straight through the tower. Speed given to him. Great interception from BigFatLP on the Caitlyn ulti, but it could be BigFatLP who's now in a little bit of trouble. He will just speed himself up, get himself away, and this middle tower is going to go in favor of Gamed, but I think CLG can count themselves lucky that they didn't lose a tower and a man or two.
Yeah, they did it all right. They lost the turret, which is good. Game getting that back to 3-3. So every time CLG wins a team fight, yeah, that's really nice. They're getting themselves farther ahead. But in the real major objectives, I'm surprised to see that Game is actually keeping up so very well. They're still down 10,000 gold. That is massive, absolutely. But Game does have their gold concentrated into attack damage carries, and that is really where you want your gold in general. You know, if you're going to have someone be farmed, they better be the ones who are auto-attacking, putting out giant crits. And honestly, you know, except for Cho'Gath, there's not a giant armor stack on really anyone on the opposing team. CLG, you know, AP, Alistar, Zilean just building that Death Cat, going AP as well. You know, I did say about how Cho'Gath does have a Frozen Heart. That's going to be nice, but, you know, Corki's a Glass Cannon. Gangplank does have Ninja Time. That's going to be nice for him, but we saw that didn't really help him last time. He got revived by Zilean, but honestly, otherwise deserves to die. But wow, the damage from Hotshot is pretty big. Reyk in bad shape, but the damage output going to be pretty immense onto Hotshot. He's getting jumped on by pretty much everybody right now. I don't think he's going to make it out, but he will do tons of damage to Zylor. Zylor will in fact drop, though the kill will come back onto Lux, and SaintVicious is going to get pushed back, but here comes Zilean, and Zilean wants to get a kill. And yeah, Elementz up in the front. CndyPnda dropping down as well. Great double kill to pull that one back. CLG now 3-1 on that fight. They've lost Cho'Gath, but hey, killing the tank, not the worst thing in the world. Oh, wow, those double bombs do a ton of damage. Corki around the back as well to pick up the ace. CLG 5-1 on that fight, 16-2 overall, and they're going to drop down a couple of turrets here. Yeah, that's really good.
I guess Inhibitor is going to be going down as well. But yeah, as you mentioned, amazingly played by CLG. After losing that first man, they just went in there and they executed that one absolutely perfectly. And this Inhibitor will go down. Only Zylor and Nyph are up to try to stop something. As you can see, they're a little bit cautious about moving in a 2 versus 4 situation. Inhibitor goes down. Super minions on their way now for CLG, and this is a good time for them to be cleaning up the jungle of Gamed.
Yeah, and they're in fact going to go do that. They pick up a couple of these wraiths right here, and there's a dragon. Yeah, it's almost definitely dragon. Gamed actually not even trying to go for Baron. Hotshot actually went over to the left-hand side, partially, I guess, to protect that and make sure they wouldn't go for it. And he scouted out quite well. Also, he's going to probably farm out the left-hand side a little bit, which is, you know, a good, just secondary objective there. CLG does get the dragon kill. It's going to respawn, if the game even goes that long, about 32 minutes in. The CLG just putting on an absolute clinic, up 13,000 gold, about 50% up.
Insane.
I mean, we saw that last time with Fnatic versus CLG, where they were up by such a significant margin. And basically CLG's putting that hurt back onto Gamed, and I mean, they're just in such a huge advantage right now. They're definitely winning this game. It is a best of 1. If they win this, they will take 5th place, dropping Gamed to 6th, and they'll move on to the semifinals after this one. And this will start, the semifinals for what it's worth will start right after this game, so of course stay tuned, whether you're here in person or watching online. And that game will actually be the winner of Group B, which was Team Solo Mid. So it's going to be the match of Team Solo Mid versus Against All Authority is the next match up. And that is going to be the setup right there. And let's see what we have going on here. Cho'Gath getting pushed back a little bit, but Game's not going really aggressively at all. In the jungle, Zilean has found Ashe. Ashe gets extremely low, will volley back, trying to get out of range, but walking into some minions. That's going to be a death. Will it be it will be a kill for that Zilean. I don't think an assist credit came out for anyone else, but certainly Zilean picking up some nice free gold there. Elementz pushing in, does have half of a death cap right now, so he's nice and farmed. Up at the top lane, Zylor getting caught a little bit, taking a lot of damage. The rest of CLG coming around the back. Zylor not in good shape, taking 10 damage. The Gangplank ultimate is strong as well. Will slow him down, but they will walk out of range anyway. CLG going to pick up a free turret 5v0. They're just trying to kill the super minions right now, but they're ready to push. Once again, they have minions in range, and this turret will take a ton of damage. Looks like HotshotGG going to spam out these minions pretty easily. Turret now below half health. This will be a dead turret pretty soon, and they're going to push on into the base continually. It's still a 5v4. Reyk taking a ton of damage to the face. He's going to pull back just barely in time. Elementz getting rooted as well. He's taking actually a lot of damage here. Lux with a lot of damage. Oh man, this could be pretty close. SaintVicious getting pushed back, but has Zilean ult onto him. Nyph not doing too much. BigFatLP gets the kill onto Reyk. Trundle drops down as well, so 2 kills for nothing. And wow, CLG in wonderful shape right now. 19-2. Inhibitor down below half health. That's going to be a kill right there. Rupture will whiff, but they have 2 inhibitors down. CLG looking to close this game out and take 5th place. The stun comes off on a BigFatLP and SaintVicious, but Elementz shows up with the stun. Headbutt comes out as well. Ash has dropped. Kevin back into the base as Caitlyn. Chauster doing a ton of damage to him, keeping him inside the base really quite well. And he's not dying too quickly, so it looks like we're now down to that last turret right there in front of that Nexus. CLG looking poised to win this game. The 5th place team going to be CLG as the Nexus goes down right now. A little bit of damage coming out, but it's not going to matter too much. CLG going to be our 5th place team for the Season 1 Championship. GamedDE in 6. Congratulations to these guys. Semifinal number 1 going to come up right after this one. Well played by CLG ultimately, yeah.
Yeah, so top 5, 3 Americans, 2 Europeans.
Yep.
I guess that's 3 North Americans, I should say, not just Americans.
To be fair, America really does refer to both continents. It's the Americas.
Yeah, true.
I mean, there are United States of, but you didn't say that.
I'd say North America, otherwise that'll be at least 3 forum threads.
Yeah,
why does this guy keep calling us Americans? We're from Canada.
Why doesn't Joe understand geography?
Actually, geography is my strongest subject.
Really?
Was. That was a few years ago, by the way.
And it's all just gone now.
So let's talk a little bit about the game there. For me, I mean, Zylor was a huge factor for CLG. We saw him 2, 3, maybe 4 times, getting that ulti off, keeping his teammates alive. The big one obviously was in around the middle, around the Wraiths, and then they just went on to steamroll. Just a very confident performance. I mean, losing just 2 kills throughout the entire game, really, really amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, ultimately, you know, I wanted to see Game throw out some kind of cool, crazy lineup. You know, I kept being told that, you know, they're the innovator team, they do cool things, and we saw finally that Lux turret game up, that lane up top, and it worked pretty well. They did zone out Corki for a while. Corki was low on last hits, was far, far behind what a solo would be, but Lux couldn't actually keep it up. Lux was actually not last hitting very well. She was playing aggressively, but whether it was the Alistair roam or something, she was about as low as Corki was as far as minions were concerned. I mean, she was at 60 when other people were hitting hundreds, and you know, it's not like Tarek was taking half of those. She was at like 9 minions, and she was still at 65 versus 100, 100, 100, 100. You know, ultimately, Caitlyn and Ashe last hit well. Even without babysitters, you know, they got a lot of gold. You see Ashe did get her Infinity into this game. Kevin on that Caitlyn did have Bloodthirster, plus the Zeal, plus the crit cloaks. It was almost a Phantom Dancer as well. You know, just the recipe to wait for that one. But ultimately, you know, they couldn't keep up with the rest of the team. They were the only 2 damage dealers there. Lux did not. You know, she finally got her death cap at the end of the game, but at the end of the game is ended. I know, it's deep, really, you know, hold on. But, you know, it was too little too late. We look at the minion counts, and it's, you know, 11 on Tarek versus actually 61 on Rome Alistair, for what that's worth. But, you know, 87 on Trundle, 98 on Lux. Okay, you're starting to get up there. 187, 182 on the 2 ranged carries. But on the other side, right, CLG had Hotshot and Chauster both breaking 200. BigFatLP, though, he was pushing aggressively, still at 136, so still way ahead of what Lux had. And the jungler, SaintVicious, 120, so another full 43 or 33 minions above what Zylor had. So pretty much everyone on CLG just out-farmed everyone on game, but that really added up to a lot. You added to that the team fights that they won. They were ahead so far in gold that they were just trucking them every single time. They just were so very, very far ahead.
So we know our 5th and 6th place finishers, and congratulations to both of them for that performance in this tournament. Obviously, we'll be moving on to those semi-finals. We will be switching out, I guess, so I guess we just make use of this time and talk about the first semi-final that we won't be casting, but we can give our opinions on it.
We can give our opinions on it, and I'm excited to give opinions. So, Team Solo Mid versus Against All Authority. The #1 seed from North America, the #1 seed from Europe. You know, on paper, this would be the finals, right? You know, AAA winning their relegation match in strong form. You know, Team Solo Mid, of course, winning their group, almost didn't even make it, which is funny. I love that story, how it's a single game determines, am I top 4 or am I 7th, 8th? And that's just how that bracket worked out. And so, you know, TSM, I mean, they're coming off of you know, a good job. AAA had to actually fight their way back in. As for a prediction, you know, I said my prediction was going to be Epic AAA in the finals. Thing is, I actually think that might be Epic AAA or Fnatic in the finals. Fnatic was so strong today, and I didn't really know how strong they'd be. I thought they were going to be much better, but they put on a clinic in that game for CLG. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm worried. I don't want to see an all-EU finals because I want that storyline to continue. You know, US versus EU. They're going to be both semifinals. At the very least, I hope they don't go the same way, both of them. I don't much care who goes either way. I don't have a strong favorite anymore. You know, I saw the Troll Dyra Singe at the beginning of the day yesterday, and after that, I've settled down, I think. I just want to see good games. I want to see them all go full best of threes, all go to 3 games. We will see both of those happen today, both the winter bracket semis. I think AAA is going to win against TSM, though.
I'm not so sure about it. I think TSM, after their road yesterday to get to this stage was just about as turbulent as it could be. Lost the first game against the Singaporean Team Zan, and at that point they were probably thinking, okay. The interview that we saw yesterday with Reginald, he actually said, yeah, we just got outplayed in that first game, but they showed some great spirit to come back, and that final game where it was first or last position, they showed some amazing play to win that one through, and I think that might just give them the confidence that they need. Obviously, yesterday was the first tournament day. I think a little bit tired, a little bit jet lagged, which obviously will play into the hands of the European teams in that first day. Maybe a little bit today as well, but the later that we get through this tournament, I think the Americans are going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Yeah. Even though I said I'm against all authority to win the whole tournament, I'm going to say TSM for this game.
You say TSM here?
Yeah.
What score?
2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be a close one, whichever way it goes.
Which game is lost?
Against all authority, win the first one.
Okay.
And then TSM come back in true pressure style.
Okay. So what do you think about then?
Which is really bad that I did that for TSM's point of view, because I think I've been wrong in every prediction that I've made so far in this tournament.
That's
Sorry,
okay,
TSM.
though. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Because that's fine. It's whatever. So one thing they're doing though is they're actually we've seen every game so far targeted picks and bans that needily banned against the teams that play her. Rumble not banned or banned depending on the team. Like AAA doesn't play Rumble, but honestly, Team Solid doesn't either. So if the teams really have done their research, Rumble's going to go through neither pick nor banned unless someone started deciding to practice him. But from what I understand, the solo top from AAA is SOAS playing either Aurelia or Gragas. Other tanky DPSs, or otherwise just a mage player. If he can get Needly, he gets Needly. But yeah, it's that Aurelia, Needly, Gragas. It seems to be what he plays most, and it worked really well for him. Momo gets that standard caster. Very often it ends up being Karthus, but sometimes it's Malzahar, sometimes Anivia. So I'm curious to see if you think TSM is going to aim their bans there. It seems that Zillion seems to be the strong pick. We've seen it in North America played. CLG bringing it out for the first time, I think, so far. But Reginald, I know, loves to play Zillion as well. Do you think we're going to see him banned out?
Yeah, the picks and the bans especially are going to be very interesting to see as to how they really target them. Obviously, we've got Yellow Star as well, who playing that AD carry. We've seen him play various champions to a very high level. Obviously, in Europe on the solo queue, he's been up at the top actually for as long as I think anyone can remember. Yeah. So very skilled playing that role. Obviously, Kuja, the support. I think TSM. Who
doesn't high five?
Who doesn't high five as a support player? No good. I'm not sure that they'll really target him because I think he can play an all-round, very good support game, whether he gets Taric, Sona, Soraka, whatever. In the jungle, I don't know. We've seen against all authority playing, very strong Nunu primarily, and also very strong with Amumu. So maybe we'll see that Nunu banned out by TSM just to try and counter that. But I don't know. There's so many options when we get this, when we get to this stage of the tournament. And it depends on the team. Obviously, TSM this time around, but I guess every different team will have their different fears of AAA.
That's true. Everyone has their own little fears. But we do have an interview lined up with GamedDE. Let's pick it over there with the interviews.
Hi, everyone. So we just watched a tense game between Gamed and CLG, with Game taking 6th place. And, for you guys, what really happened in that last match?
Well, the last match was really bad for us. We did really bad mistakes. We played too defensive. We should be more aggressive, more tower pushing, but we didn't do that, and yeah, that's why we lost.
And what was the decision behind that? Did you guys want to just be more careful because it was such a big game, or did you know CLG's play style in particular as being particularly aggressive, or where did that thought come from?
Well, it wasn't that because we played very scary. I don't know why, but it's not our normal play still. But yeah, it's run to we play very scary. we didn't want to go on them and kill them. We just played defensive, and yeah.
You know, well, what happens is, you know, very tense environment. You guys have a lot of distractions, you know, kind of some new equipment here for you guys to play in, so kind of an environment you may not be used to as much. So, you know, you guys have played a lot of games here over the last 2 days. What have you really learned from being here at Dreamhack and playing as a team?
Is that one? Yeah. On the next offline event, we will be better prepared because right after the qualification, we didn't really train that hard as the other teams, and yeah, we noticed that we earned the losers for that, and yeah, for the next offline event, we will be better.
Great, and you know, what were your favorite moments at Dreamhack?
Favorite moments, I think our only win, maybe. I don't know. No, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun. Maybe not in the games, but overall we had a lot of fun. It was a great experience for us too.
Great, and you know, lastly, so we've got a few games left to determine the championship. Who do you think will win?
Fnatic.
I think AAA.
I think Epic Gaming will win.
I just hope a European team wins.
I hope a Euro team wins.
Fnatic.
Wow, so a lot of varied answers there. Definitely voting for the EU, but very, very exciting. Do you guys have any final thoughts, final words for your fans? You know, again, they're all listening to you guys here. Very excited to see you guys play. Final thoughts?
Yeah, sorry because we played so bad. We will try to play better the next events, I think. It was our first event, so yeah, we got experience for that, and I hope it will be better.
Final thoughts?
I think we learned much here, and we will train more and get better. And I think this was a really good experience for us. And this was, of course, the first offline event for us. So, yeah, this was exciting for us, and really nice event here. Keep on going. Yeah.
Great, and it was very exciting for us to watch. How about you? Any final thoughts, final words for your fans?
I don't know, I just can say we have to train more and more often, and yeah, just train more so we can, on the WCG, bring a nice performance for our fans. So that's our next event we aim for.
Great. We look forward to seeing you dominate at WCG. How about you guys? Final thoughts?
I like to greet our 7th player, Malya. He couldn't come here. I hope we didn't disappoint him, and I wish all the teams good luck and good tournament.
Great.
More players should play more League of Legends because this community is growing so big, and we had so many viewers, and it's so nice to watch. It was an awesome event. It's just great what Riot did here, so yeah, keep on gaming.
I guess I can just agree with the other guys.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys stick around and watch some more of the matches. But back over to you guys.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh. CndyPnda, #1 interview, agrees with his teammates. Done. Sorry,
yeah.
That's always funny to me. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Not to single him out, great player, of course, but you know, all
I'd have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, it's just, oh well. So, TSM, AAA, here, close by, almost ready to go. Waiting for TSM to get their 5th player in. We will be subbing out the spectators here. We will actually be subbing out the cast, Rivington and Daniel. But we will have an interview as well with CLG that will be coming up in the near future. In the meantime, what other cool, interesting questions do we have? I mean, we talked about our predictions. We talked about their predictions. They're hoping most of the European teams will win. The one of them wanted or thought Epic would win. I don't think he wanted them to necessarily.
Yeah,
but,
the rest of his team were like,
yeah, the team were like, just like, why do you want? Oh, what do you
changes incoming in the game team? You heard it here first.
Yeah, well,
One man kick for supporting the North American teams rather than his European friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously this one's going to be coming up very shortly, and TSM asking, Momer is not the French guy, and Linux says he's half French. Come on, get it right.
Now they're speaking in French. J'ai envie de bégayer. I don't even know what that means.
Hopefully it's nothing bad.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't just swear at everyone in French. Oh, yeah. Well, he wants something. he wants to, and then I don't know that verb, unfortunately. Then he says, I want a baguette too. I don't know if that's an alternate pronunciation of baguette, but yeah, so the AAA players being actually French racist to each other, talking about baguettes constantly, and I'm sure, you know, omelets and such, but that's actually what I really enjoy about these events, that players have their own inside jokes with each other. And it seems to revolve around the French for whatever reason. They're talking about baguettes all the time. But enough about baguettes as time filler. Interviews with CLG coming up next. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, so I'm here with CLG, the victors from our last game, who have taken 5th place in our Dreamhack tournament. So can you talk a little bit about the picks from that last game, you know, particularly a very interesting jungle gangplank, which we haven't really seen before?
The jungle gangplank was just, we were just trolling around. But it's actually not that bad, but yeah, basically we just didn't care. We I don't know, just fucking around.
Well, it seemed like, you know, for the rest of the champions, they're champions that you guys are kind of well known for playing. You know, was that something that you guys wanted to do in particular for the last game?
Basically, we said, pick whatever. You guys can play whatever. Don't care. Just play whatever game. Screw around.
Awesome. Well, why not have some fun on your last game, right? So you guys are the victors from WCG last year. You guys took 1st place there. So how would you say this experience at, you know, our Season 1 championships have been different from WCG?
I kind of missed the question there.
How do you feel that your experience here was different than WCG playing the team?
This is actually a lot funner, I think. There's a lot more teams, a lot more competition this year. There's only 4 teams last year, and again, I mean, no offense to the Asian teams, but they're just inexperienced as teams because I think they just had beta there, right? So, but the European teams definitely a lot more competition, a lot more US competition this year around. And you know what? Even though we took 5th place, had a lot of fun, won some money, and it was good. I liked it.
Great, and you guys now know you guys have some stiff competition coming up. Like you said, you know, the Asian players haven't had a chance to play as much yet, but they've heard your challenge. They're going to come back next time and be crazy. So I'm really looking forward to that. So again, so you guys have played a lot of games over the last 2 days. You know, what have you really learned? What were your favorite moments from Dreamhack?
Just being here, getting to come to Sweden, and I don't know, I just like all the competition. I feel like I got better, and I definitely don't like the cafeteria food here. So I don't know, I just like being here, having the experience. That's about it. Yeah.
Great. And how about you?
I think the same goes for everyone. We were just we appreciate that we had the opportunity to come to Sweden, and we really enjoyed our time here. So. Yeah.
Great. And so, who do you think is going to win of the remaining teams?
I have to place my bet on actually TSM. I think TSM has good chemistry. They have a great team leader, and I think it'll come down to I think it'll be an American team. I think it'll be EG or TSM, but my bet's going to be TSM.
Great. How about you guys?
Anyone could win, really. They are all pretty decent, and if they basically it's who makes the most mistakes will lose. That's it. Everyone do their little normal strategies fairly well, and it's just who will make mistakes.
Okay. How about you?
I think the same thing. I think anyone can win. Like TSM, Fnatic, and EG, they're all great teams, and they all have good team chemistry. So it all comes down to like when they come down to make the picks and bans, and they decide what to do. Basically, yeah, whoever messes up the most is going to lose. So that's just how it is.
Great. And how about you guys? Who do you think are going to win?
Probably TSM, aggressive playstyle. So.
Okay.
I think Fnatic has a really good chance of winning now that they got their main 5 back. I think TSM overall probably has the best mechanical skills, but I do think Fnatic players probably have the best team comps.
Awesome. Well, it's very exciting to see what's going to happen next. And what do you guys have? Do you guys have any final thoughts? You know, final thoughts for the games here. Final words for our viewers and your fans who are hanging on to your every single word.
Good luck to the rest of the teams, and enjoy your time here.
Well, basically, the last few games we played like shit, and it was bad. That's it. Should have won. Pretty sure we could have won this. Good. That's it.
I had nothing to say.
Do you guys have any final thoughts, final words for your fans?
Time to go drink.
I like kimchi.
Always the role models, you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time in Sweden, and back to you.